Hey YouTube, it's UrbanSteel77 here for part 2 of Orc Tactics. I'm going to specialize in this video on knobs and vehicles. Let's tackle my favorite one first, that one being the knobs. This was a knob I recently put together and painted. He is armed with a slugga and a choppa. He is just a basic knob. Now let's quickly look at their stats. They are Weapon Skill 4, Ballistic Skill 2, Strength 4, Toughness 4, Wounds 2, Initiative 3, Attacks 3, Leadership 7, and they have a 6-up save. Now, knobs cost 20 points apiece, which means they're cheaper than Terminators. I like that. It is true they do not lack the call sign Power Fist, which you associate with Terminators, but they are pretty brutal. On the charge, they will have a Strength of 5. I might equip some of my knobs with big choppas. That increases their Strength by 2. So they'll be going into combat with a strength of 7, which is pretty good even against vehicles. I mean, most transports are front armor 11, side armor 10, exception for the Rhino. So when I use my knobs, I'm gonna run a full squad of 10, always. I am gonna give them heavy armor and a pain boy, give them feeling of pain. In a group of 10 knobs, I will have, like I said, the wall banner, 3 power claws, the pain boy, and some scorches. I'm going to let them jump out of the truck, flame some stuff up, and assault it. Particularly hard targets like Terminators, hopefully killing them all before they get strike back. I would rarely ever send a knob squad foot slogging across the field. That doesn't really go with my army, the Speed Freak theme, but I do see myself possibly, if I want to fill up some points, having just a brute squad running around naked. Some naked knobs, except with the exception of some power claws and heavy armor, walking around, ripping stuff apart, hopefully getting to grips with it. Now, knobs in regular boy squads, I do believe I discussed in my first video, so I'm going to leave it at that. Mega knobs. Now, these guys are brutal, and I've yet to incorporate them in my list, considering I just picked some up from a Craigslist auction. But here they are. Brutal guy. They are the Orc comparison to Terminators. They are 40 points apiece. They have a twin link shoot up, 2+ save on their armor. They lack the invulnerable that Terminators have, which is kind of risky, but I do like that they have 2 wounds. That is very valuable for the knobs. In one hand they have the Power Claw, which is probably my favorite weapon in the Orc army. Now, Mega Knob Squad. Like I said, they're 40 points apiece, and you can run them in groups of 3 to 10. They can exchange their twin link shooters for Scorchas and Rock, for twin link Scorcha, with twin link shooter with Scorcha and Rocket. I might include a couple rockets, maybe get that lucky shot on that Rhino over there that I'm going to shoot before I assault it, or hopefully blow it up and then assault the people that are inside. Cannon openers, that's what they are. They take down the heavy stuff, your Carnifexes, your Swarm Lords, your Nightbringers, don't get me started. And your Marines, they are Strength 9 on the charge. They're very great. Like I said, I've yet to use them, but I would probably run them with Gazgul. I will talk about Orc special characters in a different video, but now that I've covered the 2 groups of knobs that I said I was going to speak of, I will now move on to Orc vehicles. I know I'm not, I would consider myself not the average Orc player, considering I love looted wagons. They're great, they're cheap, they are the battle cannon of the Orcs. In fact, they have the same stats as the battle cannon, Strength 8, AP 3. Large blast. With the ballistic skill of 2 though, you're going to scatter a lot more. Only 1 inch more than Guard, 2 inch more than Space Marines, but hey, it's something. It's something that you can probably guarantee to blow a hole through something with. Before I get carried away, let's quickly go over the stat lines of the looted wagon. It is a 35 point for an 11-11-10 vehicle with ballistic skill of 2, as I stated. You can give it a boom gun for 70 points, which is Strength 8 AP 3. Yes, it is. Range 36, though, so you're not going to be able to hit things all the way across the board. In an apocalypse, that might be a little hectic, but it's something. Another nice thing I like about it is if you do not take the boom gun, you have a 11 front and 11 side truck. You just gave your boys a rhino. I would probably throw Burna Boys in there and go to town. But let's see what else. I equipped all my vehicles with red paint, being speed freaks, and the fact that extra inch helps. Grot riggers, I would not give that to a looted wagon. I would only probably give that to my battle wagons. And the looted wagon's main aspect is fire support. It provides your boys with artillery while they're slogging through across the border. In my case, they're already at grips with the enemy. I just like them because it provides me with something to take out the enemy devastators, the enemy biovores, etc. I forgot to mention one thing. The one rule about looted wagons I despise. Don't touch that exclamation mark. So pretty much what you do every turn is you roll a die. Every other number, you're great, except for number uno, eins, whatever it is in French too. Your vehicle will go shooting in the direction it's facing at its maximum movement speed, which will be 13 inches until it hits enemy units, your own, or terrain. I just think that this rule proves orc stupidity, and you think about it, they took this, like this marvelous basilisk, took it from the guard. They don't know how it works. I mean, hey, he's wearing the tank commander's beret, and he's giving him the finger. But they might have an arm wrestling competition inside while occasionally pressing the big red button to shoot the big gun. But I guess they occasionally find this other button and they're compelled to press it. In other words, to solve the problem of don't press that, just put your Ludas, put your Gretchen, put your Weird Boy, I don't care. Put one of your own units in front of that vehicle, or it's gonna go sailing wherever. I played an Apocalypse game. I had 4 looted wagons, one of which rolled a 1 every turn, and lost me the game because it couldn't go back to contest an objective, which I would have managed to gotten a tie. So looted wagons, really bittersweet. You gotta have that battle cannon, but pressing the button, don't press that, is pretty close second to being awful. Okay, battle wagons. One of my favorite entries in the army, except for Storm Boys, which are my all-time favorite because they cause mayhem. Continuing though, it is a 90-point vehicle, front armor 14, side armor 12, rear armor 10, ballistic skill 2. Gotta love orcs. But it is a battle fortress. In fact, before they released the kit model, they let you make him into whatever you want, and the Forgeable model was some enormous resin death trap that would go across the field. Now, how I like to run my battle wagons, in the one game I've actually managed to use one, like I said, 90 points. I never give them kill cannons because they're always moving. And with that being said, it can carry 20 models without the kill cannon. Don't give it an Ard case either because most of the time I have 20 shooter boys or I'm hoping to use it as a transport from the Mangonobs and Gazgul to jump out of. Red paint job, yes. Grot riggers is the only definitely on this vehicle. I might put them on Death Dreads too. Speaking of that, I will talk about Orc Walkers and the Death Coptas in a later video. But continuing. Armor plates, yes. Wrecking Ball, maybe. You gotta be within 2 inches of an enemy unit to inflict a 1 strength 9 hit on a 4-up. Possibly. Reinforced Ram, yep. And another thing I want to talk about is the Death Roller. I watched a game on the internet. I do believe it was Mike versus Dan on Mini Wargaming, and he had 2 battle wagons with Death Rollers and rolled them into 3 Carnifexes. That's 2d6 strength 10 hits on both of them. That's great. You can tank shock multiple things too, so just got like a little line of Land Raiders. Ting 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 ting. D6 each. That's a lot of dead Land Raiders. Unfortunately, with the restrictions on video time, I'll go more into depth on battle wagons when I cover walkers and coptas on my next video. So this is Urban Steel signing off. Please subscribe. Oh yeah. making knobs. Gotta find a way to work them in my army.